May I have your attention, please? Welcome to the Wahconah Regional High School graduation ceremony of the class of 2023. We ask that all families please remain seated as the graduates enter so everyone has an equal opportunity to take a photograph. Thank you.
Please stand as the Wahconah Choir sings our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
Whose broad stripes and bright
Through the
stars
perilous fight,
o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Superintendent Blake Davis, school committee members, Principal Aaron Robb, Assistant Principal Stephen Messina, graduates and their families, and distinguished guests, on behalf of the class of 2023, I would like to welcome you to Wahconah Regional High School's 61st graduation ceremony. We are gathered here today to pay final tribute to Wahconah's class of 2023, the second class to graduate from the new Wahconah Regional High School. It is with great pride and great honor that I am able to speak before you today. This momentous occasion is a perfect example of a core memory that will be inside all of our hearts. Precious memories can be any emotion, as long as they have enough of that emotion to stick around for long enough. This is a moment where I hope you can all feel the pure pride in your hearts, where you look at us and see our pure joy at the fact that we did it. All of us have walked a similar path for years now, watching the others grow up, learn, and prepare. But now this is where our paths split. This is not a time for sadness, but a time for joy. This occasion is a milestone, the end of the beginning. It is an end, but one where I hope we all leave wishing each other good luck, wishing each other the best in life. I am honored to have led this class throughout this year, and I am proud to say that this group of people before you is a group of intelligent, sophisticated people who all will make the most of their lives. To my class, it has been my honor and privilege to represent you, to listen to you, and to befriend you. To all of you, remember us as those who left with their heads held high, the world in their eyes, and a bright future ahead. Thank you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the salutatorian, Sheffield Drury.
Welcome again, friends, family, teachers, and administrators, and of course, my fellow class of 23. It is truly an honor to be with you all today. We did it. Let me say that again, guys. We did it. As we leave behind this portion of our journey, the class of 23 will forever be remembered for perseverance and strength. As many of you remember, our freshman year was cut short in March of 2020 by the COVID pandemic. Little did we know this would be the last time we would be together as a class for over a year. Slowly but surely, we learned to operate in a new world. Words such as quarantine and virtual learning became regular additions to our vocabulary. We only socialized with people in our bubble and took on new hobbies to busy ourselves. Going into our sophomore year, we weathered the storm through Zoom classes and hybrid learning cohorts. This time was not easy, but every student sitting before you today showed strength in their perseverance. We made the most of uncertain times, and even though we couldn't be together, we were there in spirit. In 2021, the class of 23 moved into a new building. Although we left the old Wahconah behind, this class truly came together to make new memories. Some of us scored the first goals, points, and baskets in the new Wahconah. Some of us were in the very first plays and musicals of the new Wahconah. Each and every one of us made our mark in the new school. Class of 23, we grew up. I'm sure everyone in the audience remembers their graduates' first steps, their first game, their first dance recital, their first day of kindergarten. Somewhere along the way, we got our licenses and started our first jobs as high school students. In one blink of an eye, suddenly we are standing before you today at our high school graduation. 4 years ago, we were unopened textbooks, we were unsharpened pencils. As we walked into freshman orientation, I remember Mr. Robb telling our class, quote, "In 4 years, you won't believe how far you've come." Sure enough, as I look back at our time at Wahconah, I think about the countless memories we've made. We've laughed together, gone through hardships together, and supported each other along the way. We've written this part of our story. We've become successful artists, athletes, actors, writers, dancers, and much more. We've grown into the people you know today. Our paths have brought us to this moment, June 4th, 2023. I've got some bad news, and I've got some good news. The bad news is our paths are splitting. But the good news is our paths are splitting, 110 ways to be exact. We get to step into the real world to follow our dreams and pursue our goals as we once dreamed of when we were little. As we follow our separate paths, let this be a time where you become the best version of yourself. Make your younger self proud to see who they've become. Thank you.
Now I will introduce the valedictorian, Lucas Wildrick.
All right, I would like to apologize in advance if there's not a lot of eye contact being made. This medal, it's really weighing me down. But thank you, Julie, and thank you, families, friends, faculty, and most importantly, fellow graduates, for being here today. It's an honor to celebrate this great milestone with you all and have the privilege of speaking today as a class of 2023 valedictorian. First off, I want to thank my mom and dad. I wouldn't be up here today and wouldn't be the person I am today without the great influence of you two. Next, I want to thank the caring, supportive, encouraging, dedicated Wahconah staff and my baseball coaches, Mr. Rob and Mr. Messina. I also guess I'll thank my twin sister, Grace, as well. You've always pushed me to be the best I can and never fail to let me hear it when you one-up me. I still remember getting back our 8th grade MCAS scores. Not to flex or anything, but I got a perfect score on the math section. However, I got 3 out of 4 points on question 24. And guess what? Grace got 4 out of 4 points on that 24th question and proceeded to give me an earful for it. Thanks a lot, Grace. This title of valedictorian has been in the back of my mind for a while now, and everyone along the way always asked me what I would do if I didn't win. And to that, I guess we'll never know. But this moment today is not about me. This is about the entire class of 2023. Everyone always tells you to enjoy high school while it lasts because it's going to fly by. When you're a freshman or sophomore, you always think you still have so much time left. But now that we've reached the end, it's surreal. Class of 2023, we did it. We've overcome various obstacles throughout high school, such as moving into a brand new school, having to eat school lunch every day, and I guess that COVID thing was a pretty big obstacle too. As we move forward onto this next chapter of our lives, we're going to face challenges along the way. But remember, the challenges you have already overcome and embrace any hardships that may come. As Willie Nelson once said, on the road again, going places that I've never been, seeing things that I may never see again. After this ceremony ends and everyone files out of these doors, everybody gets back on the road again to go their separate ways. And now a quote from one of Willie Nelson's contemporaries, Eminem. If you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted, one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? As you prepare to leave high school, remember to follow your dreams, pursue your passions, seize opportunities, and don't be afraid to take risks. You've learned many valuable lessons while during your time at Wahconah. Class of 2023, we are resilient, we have learned to persevere, and this will allow us to achieve great things in life. Some may become doctors, some teachers, some lawyers, some engineers, or even some be majoring in sports management because you want to do something with sports. That's me, by the way. Whatever you may be going on to do after high school, you're going to go places you've never been and see things you may not see again. It can be scary, but we've been given the tools to succeed in our next chapter. Gary Boulding once said, "Your families are extremely proud of you. You can't imagine the sense of relief they are experiencing. This would be a most opportune time to ask for money." I want to congratulate everyone in the class of 2023 for this accomplishment and wish you all the best of luck in facing the road ahead. Thank you.
It is with great honor I now introduce Superintendent Blake Davis.
Good afternoon, graduates, parents, caregivers, families, and community members. I consider it one of the greatest honors to be here today to celebrate this very important milestone, your graduation from Central Berkshire School District. You stand out both as learners and collaborators, and it makes me so proud to be your superintendent. You have put your trust in us as educators to provide educational opportunities that will allow you to pursue what is most meaningful to each of you and what you are most passionate about. You are our North Star. I very much want to thank and express my appreciation for those who have invested fully in your educational journey, to include your family and friends, your principal, Mr. Aaron Robb, your vice principal, Mr. Stephen Messina, all Central Berkshire administrators, our school committee chair, Mr. Richard Peters, our full school committee, your teachers, Central Berkshire staff, and our community partners. These individuals have shared with me on many occasions that your success is their success. I also very much want to thank your class advisors, Jared Shannon and Meg Shannon, for making your high school experience a rich and rewarding one. In preparation for this year's address, I decided to ask some of you what your hopes and dreams are for the future. Your responses were passionate about having a positive impact on humanity through service, creating meaningful connections, and using your own life experiences as a source of strength and motivation. A quote that reminded me of your words was spoken by Robert Kennedy and reads as follows: "Each time a person stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, they send forth a tiny ripple of hope, crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring. Those ripples build a current that can sweep down the mightiest walls." I would like to share a few words from all of you that speak to your sending forth ripples of hope for the betterment of all. I am hoping to pursue a career in either the FBI or as a crime analyst. I'd like to stay involved in my community and give back to the community that helped me become the person I am today. I want to become a psychologist and learn more about the mind. I hope that no matter what career path I choose, I will be able to connect with people around the world, regardless of what language they speak. My hopes and dreams for the future are to keep working on myself and trying to become better. I want to do better not only for the people around me, but for myself as well. I hope to be successful in whatever I do, to have unconditional support and to make my family proud, including the teachers who have gotten me this far. I want to leave the world better than I found it, and I intend to leave a positive impact on society, no matter how big or small. I want to inspire others the way I've been inspired to create and spread kindness my whole life. I want to pursue criminal justice. I want to make sure that people have someone to turn to. I want to fulfill my mom's 2-decade-long hard work to see her son become the first in the family to attend college. If there's any sentiment I'd love to express at graduation, it'd be for every first-generation students who broke the cycle by hard work and commitment to education, that they may leave for a better future, and for their parents who worked tirelessly to see their child break that cycle, an opportunity the previous generations hadn't enjoyed. Something I will always appreciate was the positive spirit of this community. Looking at the future, though, whether I'll come back to this area, I'm still unsure. But I look forward to starting a new life and can't wait to do whatever I can do to stand out with empathy and positive charisma. Additionally, you expressed wanting to teach, to have a voice through writing, to pursue careers in biology, theater, and medicine, to have loving and caring families of your own, and to be successful in your own eyes. I couldn't have said it better. Your words speak for themselves. Know that we believe in your ability to fully realize your hopes and dreams. And as you pursue your goals, remember there is power in seeing yourself as a lifelong learner. Angela Duckworth, a well-known educational researcher, is quoted as saying that highly successful people often have a surprising relationship with mistakes. As opposed to failures, they see them as learning moments on life's pathway. My hopes and dreams for all of you are to leave us seeing yourselves as lifelong learners. Most importantly, know that we believe in you, and we are so proud of you today. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Superintendent. Now for the musical selection by the Wahconah Band and Choir, the song Best Day of My Life.
A dream so big and loud, I jumped so high I touched a cloud. I stretched my hands out to the sky, we danced a monster through the night. I'm never gonna look back, whoa, I'm never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now. 2, 3, 4.
This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My
I howled at the moon and friends was not. The possibilities, no limits, just epiphanies. I'm never gonna look back, whoa, I'm never gonna give it up. No, just don't wake me now.
This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My
I hear it calling outside my window. I feel it in my soul. The stars are burning so bright. The sun was out till midnight. I say we lose control.
It's gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. Everything is looking up, everybody up now. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. I will now introduce Principal Aaron Robb for the presentation of the class of 2023.
Thank you, Julie. And thank you, Sheffield, Lucas, and Superintendent Blake Davis for sharing your thoughtful words with us today. Also, thank you very much to our Wahconah Choir and Band under the direction of Becky Hoffman and Brian Rebuse for your performances today. Thank you. We do have one little housekeeping item today that I'd like to mention. It doesn't have anything to do directly with graduation, but certainly has to do with our class. And that is that Mr. Therian and Mrs. McLaughlin have made the Senior Assembly skit and slideshow links available to all of our seniors through their school email. Seniors will have access to their school email until mid-August, but we suggest you find someplace else to store those links so you don't lose access to them and you can go back and watch them whenever you'd like. So I just wanted to mention that before we got started. I'd also like to ask you to bear with me a bit longer before we distribute diplomas, as we have many other folks we need to acknowledge today in addition to our graduates. First, I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank all of our district principals and administrators for being present for graduation on behalf of their respective schools. While at this moment our seniors are graduating from Wahconah, the reality is that they are graduating from Central Berkshire Regional School District, and these folks in attendance today remind us of that. Thank you all for your work that you do and the schools that your schools have done, on behalf of our graduates. Thank you. This person's going to get mad at me, but I would also like to publicly thank the years of service that Principal Kathy Buckley has given to Central Berkshire Regional School District and wish her well in her retirement. She loves to be singled out. I'd also like to publicly thank another staff member who's with us today as well. We've been working together side by side for many years in various capacities. I'm deeply appreciative of the work that he does and the work we're able to accomplish together. Therefore, I'd like to offer my sincere and public thanks to our Assistant Principal, Steve Messina. This is normally the point at which we turn our attention to the graduates and brag about them before we hand out diplomas, but I'm compelled to offer further thanks to other groups and individuals who have helped to make today's ceremony and our entire senior week possible. Our guidance department works very hard on behalf of our students, work that with each passing year gets more and more complicated. I'd like to offer my thanks to our entire guidance department, led by Peter Anderson and supported by Lisa Farley, Katie Salavantis, and Meg Suki, for all of their hard work behind the scenes leading up through today's graduation. Thank you. I'd also like to take a moment to thank my administrative assistant for all that she does in the lead up to and through graduation, whether it's ordering and organizing diplomas, dealing with caps and gowns, or the ever-changing graduation guest lists. Vicki Brettmeyer does it all, so thank you, Vicki, for all that you do to help get Senior Week off the ground. Now, normally when you take vacation time from work, you go on vacation, but this next individual burns his vacation time by volunteering here at Wahconah. We're deeply indebted to this man, as we would not have sound for all of our events, and we definitely would not have a live stream for graduation today. Please join me in thanking John Williams for all that he does for our school. He's told me officially I can't thank him publicly anymore, so that's the last time. On a personal note, my job is one that requires me to frequently tend to others, whether it be students, staff, or the community as a whole. For the past 7 years, my attention and my energy has been frequently pulled away from my family. So with that in mind, I would like to thank my wife, Lynn, and my children, Hayden, Lily, and Colby, for their patience, understanding, and continued support. Thank you. One group of people who should not be forgotten is a group that's been hard at work for the last 17 to 18 years. They've been making sure that our graduates are cared for and provided for. They've been there for your first ball game and your first performance. In many cases, they'll be there for your last. They've helped you weather your unprecedented high school experience over the last 4 years, and for the most part, they've been extremely patient and understanding through all of that. Many of our senior parents have truly amazed me in the level of support they've provided for our graduates seated behind me. So at this time, I would like to ask our graduates to join me in a round of applause for their parents and families. There's another group of people who have been toiling for the last 4 years on behalf of the class of 2023. When the bottom fell out of our 2020 school year, they literally rebuilt our school online. When it was clear during that summer the following school year was going to be a year of total uncertainty, they enhanced their remote learning practices, built a hybrid learning model from scratch, all while preparing for an eventual return to full in-person learning. Last year, they lived out of boxes in their classrooms in the old building when it became apparent we weren't going to move here in time for the start of the year. They unpacked in one day when we finally moved here. They played the role of counselor when our trained counselors were completely booked with student mental health concerns. They served as a friend, a confidant to many students, all while doing their actual real job, teaching. To be blunt, our staff has been all things for our students. So please join me in thanking the faculty and staff of our school for all they've done for our students. Finally, I'd like to take a moment to recognize two people who are extremely important to the class of 2023. As we pile more on the plates of our educators, it's getting harder to find staff members to take on such a crucial role as that of class advisor. This class experienced the full spectrum of effects from COVID over the course of their 4 years at Wahconah. They had a seemingly normal freshman year that was interrupted. Normalcy was completely absent from their sophomore and junior years, and through all of that, the advisors to this class stayed the course, pushed and pulled this class through the difficult times, and helped to craft a wonderful senior year for them. I know firsthand how deeply they care about the students in this class, so I would like to offer up my personal thanks to Meg and Jared Shannon for all of their efforts over the last 4 years. And now for the class of 2023. Now that we're finally here at this moment, I want to leave you with some final thoughts. First, the families of our graduates will notice that this particular ceremony will be the shortest of the three that we hold for our seniors here at Wahconah. It's not that we devalue graduation, but instead because we divide our senior celebrations up into 3 parts. There's senior awards night, senior assembly, and then graduation. Earlier this week, we had the opportunity to hold 2 graduation rehearsals, and at those rehearsals, I took the time to remind our graduates about 3 important things. First, Senior Awards Night is designed to celebrate you as an individual. It's an opportunity for you to be celebrated for your individual accomplishments. Second, Senior Assembly is designed to be a gift to your whole class. It's an opportunity to celebrate all of you as one collective group. And third, graduation is different. Graduation, in my opinion, is not really about you as graduates. It's for your families. It certainly provides closure for you, but for your families, it's the fulfillment of a dream. As a parent, I reminded our graduates that when they were born, within the days, hours, even minutes of their birth, their parents started to envision their children celebrating 2 important milestones in their life, graduation and marriage. At some point in time, the parents of the class of 2023 literally dreamed about what is happening right now. And here we are making that happen right now. So with that in mind, we do this every year. Graduates, I would ask that you please take a moment and simply close your eyes. I'll give you a minute. If anyone keeps their eyes open, you let me know. Keep your eyes closed, and while they stay closed, I want you to think about those who helped you get here today. Think about a moment where those who you invited to attend today helped you to become who you are today. Think back to certain moments in your life where your people in attendance with you today provided you with an element of hope. Keep your eyes closed and just let those thoughts flow into your head. Keep them closed until I tell you to open them. Families, I respectfully ask that those of you close your eyes for a moment as well. I'm going to ask that you think of something a little different. I want you to think about a moment over the course of the last 18 years or so where your graduates simply made you proud. It doesn't have to be a specific accomplishment. It could be anything, even a little thing from 10 years ago. But I want you to think about something specific that stands out to you, and please keep your eyes closed as well. So at this moment, virtually everyone in attendance has their eyes closed, hopefully reflecting on what I just mentioned. And now I'm about to give you your very last assignment here at Wahconah. At the conclusion of this ceremony, our graduates will rejoin our families out on Main Street or out in the backyard or out in front of the school. And when you rejoin one another, I challenge you to say out loud to one another what you were just thinking about with your eyes closed. Say it out loud to each other right away when you are reunited with one another. Don't wait until later tonight. Don't wait until tomorrow or next week. And for God's sake, don't text it. That's really lame. Say it right away. Don't waste the moment. Promise yourselves that you will do that. Okay, you can open your eyes now. I told our graduates that I would take a few moments today to offer a retrospective on their legacy as the class of 2023 here at Wahconah. Working backwards for a moment, I'd like to point out that this class was extremely cooperative and easy to work with during graduation rehearsals. They had a great class trip to New York City, and their last day of classes was the classiest, most enjoyable last day of classes I've personally ever seen. They certainly went out on a positive note. On a broader scale, we told these graduates on the first day of school this year that the school year is going to go the way they go, that the way in which they carry themselves as student leaders would have a major impact on this particular school year. I'm happy to say that they had a tremendously positive effect on our year this year. They were committed to normalizing some of our traditions, made changes to some others, and they displayed a great deal of heart, determination, and the ability to take action to create meaningful change at Wahconah. On your first day of school in 9th grade, Sheffield alluded to this, Mr. Messina and I challenged you to build your own legacy, to be remembered for something. Little did you know at the time your freshman year would bottom out due to COVID, and the following year would be filled with great uncertainty as we transitioned back and forth between remote and hybrid learning, or that you'd be leaving your old high school building for a new one in the middle of the school year. Your legacy has certainly been influenced by those experiences I just mentioned, but what you'll be remembered most for is that heart and determination I just spoke of a moment ago. There is a sort of goodness that resides in the soul of this class. It's a goodness that, as principal, I honestly fearful that we will one day lose. So I'm more determined than ever, and certainly inspired by all of you, to do whatever we can to hold on to that spirit of goodness, that important virtue, so that the class of 2023 doesn't end up being the last of something good, but instead an inspiration for all of us to be better. Better at school, better to each other, and better in life. In just a moment, we're going to hand you your diploma. You will no longer be a student at Wahconah, but you will still remain a part of us. As we prepare to turn you out into the real world, I have a couple of wishes I would like to share with all of you. My first wish is that you cultivate some level of hope in your life. Helen Keller once said that optimism is the faith that leads to achievement, and nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Don't give up on things. And equally important, don't give up on your people either. It is in this increasingly cynical world, amplified by social media, it is so easy to sit back and watch and possibly even laugh at those who fail. It can become a form of entertainment, so to speak, for many. Moving forward, don't be that person. Lift people up with hope. My second wish for all of you is to be conscious of how you spend your time and be cognizant of who you spend your time with. There's a general notion that who you spend time with is who you become. Your class quote, which hangs above you, happens to make a special reference to time. William Penn once said that time is what we want most, but we use worst. With all of that in mind, do your best to take control of your time and as you head into your adult life. Trust me, there will be plenty of people trying to control it for you. Be mindful of how you spend your time and who you spend it with, because that will help define your life. Graduates, class of 2023, the time has finally come to say goodbye to your life as you have always known it and say hello to a new chapter in your lives. So before you leave us today, I want you to know that all of us here today are very proud of you, and I sincerely hope that all of you go forward to live a life full of wonderful moments and a life full of hope. Good luck to all of you, and thank you. At this point, we're going to carry out what we came here to do. Therefore, School Committee Chair Richard Peters, Superintendent Leslie Blake Davis, Central Berkshire administrators, and distinguished members of the school committee, I stand before you today with great pride to certify and attest that the students seated before you have met and in many cases exceeded all state and local graduation requirements set forth by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the Central Berkshire Regional School District. Therefore, on behalf of the dedicated faculty of this great school, it is my distinct honor to present to you Wahconah Regional High School's class of 2023.
Sheffield Drury. Kevin Duma. Sophia Drury. Julie Alsman. Levi Kelly Smith. Lucas Wildrick. Liam Wheeler.
Sydney Grace Drain. Gianna Rinaldi. Morgan Trowell. Holden Kotelnicki. Emma Blazik. Jordan Carr. Emma Belcher. Aaliyah Bowman. Riley Farron. Emily O'Neill. Sierra Hall. Cassidy DiPietro. Gabby Martin. Keegan Newsom. Anna Sinico. Sierra Leach.
Caleb Moran. Ruby Rydell. Giselle Lee. Ainsley Sullivan. Jocelyn Abuja Palacios. Mackenzie Carr. Julia Wheeler. Jasmine Underhill. Jada Hefty. Grace Wildrick. Brody Cayley. Lexi Chocat. Anna Neff. Olivia Iavino. Abigail Cobb. Nevea Imprimo. Mars Rebuse. Miles Nordskog.
Michaela Kruk. Liliana Lane. Julia Langenheim. Liv Langenheim. Piper Van Ness. Ashlyn Wood. Casey Wilson. Louis Karkoff. Shay Andrews. Jenna Bird. Amber Brown. Christine Jaley. Brody Crawford. Jacob Clemo. Xander Walton. Aiden Wellington.
Maya Kaufman. Charlotte Wisecotton. Sarah Curdy. Ethan Orsini. Owen Salvatore. Bree Robert. Stephen Medina. Sky Patty. Alex Ziegler. Christina Sangarides. Adriana Bailey Henry. Hannah Friedman. Cadence Eddy. Ava Rose. Avery Valcruz. Emmeline Frisbee. Tyler Courtwright. Ryan Hillebrand.
Mackenzie LeBeer. Paul Kinney. Thomas Dunham. Taylor Hickey. Ryan Adams. Malachi Emerson. Christian Herrera. Matt Kinzer. Peyton Quinn. Dakota Bergeron. Dabian Javier Tirado Adorno. Jaden Speth. Cole Porter. Mike LaForest. Brady Payson. Martise Graves.
Jack Dostey. Jesse Chapman. Tyler Bynack. Aiden Aldrich. Alex Pernick. Shane Dowd Smith. Doug Collins. Lucas Picard. Sebastian Kranz. Luciano Canino. Brady Farley. Paige Traeger. Brody Calvert. Eric Rice. Liam Looney. Evan Strout. Wyatt Wellington. Nicholas Evans.